Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void! This is a game between BigRod and Rocket on Sequencer, the latter edition. In the bottom left side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is BigRod, henceforth known as Rod, representing Onward and Phoenix. The Robot Phoenix, not the Zealot Phoenix or the Dragoon Phoenix, the Robot Phoenix. And in the top right side of the map, we have the Blue Terran player. It is Rocket. Oh, represented by Rocket Raccoon. Well, representing 4925, but also Rocket Raccoon there. Have not seen Guardians of the Galaxy #2. It's not really high on my list of things to see. It's not as interesting to me as maybe Wonder Woman is coming up later this year. And if I go see a movie in the theaters, it's because I am super mega interested in it. I believe the last one I saw was probably Logan, which is probably the best, in my opinion, the best superhero movie of all time. It just does such a great job connecting just realism and just kind of a actual world with how you would treat superheroes and how they'd interact. Also, the acting job by the little girl who played 23. Is it X-23 or is she 24? Either way, she was incredible. One of the best performances I've seen from a child in a movie ever. So I want to see more of her for sure in Hollywood. Trying to cannon rush. Here is BigRod, as it is a Forge First over here. Nice job pulling some SCVs off the line. Really trying to kill the probe. If you can kill the probe and have a wall at the front here, you're going to be just fine. And check this out. Oh, bad macro by BigRod, but again, this is Into the Void. If this is the first time you've seen Into the Void, this is Bronze and Silver League level gameplay sent to be at falconpaladin@gmail.com with the subject of Into the Void. If you'd like to participate, follow those steps. And yeah, try to cannon rush here. Rocket very upset by this. He is throwing all sorts of profanity into the chat here. Rocket, come on, Rocket. I know you're getting cannon rush, but you shut it down. You can be chill. You can be chill like Neuro. You can be chill like Hetrock. There are players out there who deal with rough situations and remain calm. Remaining calm is the best way to win in StarCraft 2. That is a quote from Falcon Paladin. All right, Gateway coming up from BigRod. That cannon rush, again, went super poorly. Losing the probe is something you simply cannot afford to do. Getting the two pylons up was nice, but if you had kept the probe moving, and then tossed down a couple cannons, Rocket has to respond with even more SCVs. It's harder for him to deal with. I mean, his barracks is actually getting a reactor on it, so he doesn't even have a Reaper out to help at all. So you could have done some damage there, but again, you let the probe die a little bit lazy with your probe control, and that cost you a lot in that situation. Look at this. Resources lost is going to be 250 to 0. And this early in the game, that's a big deal. Got 15 to 20 harvesters as well. Not doing as good of a job keeping up your probe count, BigRod, but that's just fine. Cybernetics Core coming in here as well. Does recognize the importance of doing a correct build order. Neither player interested in expanding at this point. Rocket really walling up right now. Two bunkers on either side of this ramp. Missile turrets as well. Okay, so here's a pro tip for Rocket. There's really nothing that Rod can do to hurt you right now. He went for cannon rush, lost a ton of stuff, just now finishing his cybernetics core. There's no way anything comes in here that can kill you at this point in time. At most, maybe a Zealot could have made its way across the map. This seems a little bit too much. Too early. High-sec auto-tracking coming in as well. Rocket, are you walling up? They're turtling up hardcore. And in fairness to Rocket, there is in fact a Stargate now on the way from Rod. So these missile turrets will get used, but they didn't need to come up, 4 minutes before anything comes out of that Stargate and makes it all the way across the map. This is Sequencer. This is a huge map. It takes a long time to get across it. Everything is ramps. Everything is destructible debris, whether it's opening up paths or widening existing paths. There are Xel'Naga watchtowers as well, and it is just kind of generic space station-y tile set, which is not my favorite, but that's kind of pretty down there. Is that like a nebula? Looks like, who's the Tyrael? Looks like the angel from the Diablo series with all the wisps coming off it there. But what else do we... Yeah, it's all it is down here is just Nebula Tyrael level stuff. Oh, sneaky expansion. I accidentally saw that. I was just looking down in the corners to see what the Nebula looked like, and there we go. Rod tossing down a ninja expand in the bottom right-hand corner. Rocket really has no reason to scout that. Not that he's planning on scouting anytime soon anyway. I don't think he's moved out. He's not moved out of his base. He's turtling up as only Terrans can do. What you want also is tanks. If you're going to turtle up, tanks are nice. Again, missile turrets fine. Bunkers with some units in them. I prefer full bunkers, but at this point, again, you don't need it. You don't need it at all. Were you... Stargate? Did I hallucinate a Void Ray coming out? My brain told me there was a Void Ray coming out of that Stargate. Maybe I just assumed there would be one, but no. Nothing's coming out of the Stargate at this point. So that's just fine. +1 air weapons getting researched, though. Maybe we could see Carrier. Carrier would be good in this. Rocket walling off with a great wall of supply depots. This is one of the better walls of supply depots I've ever seen. Actually, he is oversupplied at 27 out of 55 available supply, but he is going to not die to any Zealot attacks anytime soon. Probably no Adepts either. Adepts would take forever to get through this wall of supply depots with bunkers hammering on them from either side. So, Rocket, it is nice that you're safe, but more importantly in StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void is that you expand. Because look, these mineral patches are starting to get shiny already, which means they're kind of running low on those crystals a little bit. You're going to mine out a lot faster now than you ever would have in Heart of the Swarm and early Legacy of the Void. It is a Void Ray. Maybe I'm just, what is it, precognizant? Precogs from the movie Minority Report. My brain saw a Void Ray coming in the future, and then it happened. Either I'm making it happen in the past, or I saw it happening and predicted it with my brain. Marauders now coming out here for Rocket as well. We got so much static defense here from Rocket. So many missile turrets. Any Void Rays that come in here are going to die. Okay, now here's the trick. Here's the trick, Rocket. You can be safe, but you can't expand. Because if you try to expand, all of your money has been spent on these missile turrets that can't move. They can't come with you to a new base and protect you there. The other thing is, if you're going to do this, you need to make just a giant army of something. And he is going for Cyclone. All right, so Rocket is going for a bunch of Cyclones, double pumping them out of a factory. The Void Ray count getting pretty high for Rod as well. The +1 air armor now on the way. And then getting Warp Gate research. That's his priority in this game, is getting Warp Gate. We do have a Reaper on the way. Well, actually, a lot of Reapers on the way. So, you know what? I actually have, I don't know, Reaper group names aren't really for this situation. It's Reaper groups in the early game where nothing much is going on elsewise, and they're out killing stuff. If this Reaper group moves out and starts trying to murder things, we'll name them. Otherwise, if they're just here for defense, we're not going to name them because that violates the spirit of what a Reaper is. It is a violation. It is not a serious violation, but it is one nevertheless. All right, so Reaper's actually moving out with some Cyclones. Oh, expanding. Rocket is expanding, but see how unprotected you are, though. You only have 2 Cyclones and a Reaper. If there were like 4 or 5 Stalkers, what could kill this? The Void Ray might actually be able to get this, depending on the lock-on ability, but then additional Cyclones do show up. So you know what? This is actually a pretty good little defense group here, and really one Stargating it into so many Void Ray for Rod. It's a difficult place to be. Difficult place to be. Getting additional pylons, getting a Twilight Council as well. Kind of stuck on 23 workers right now. You know what? Actually making some war workers over here at the expansion base and double gassing it as well. I'm liking this very much. Now, as this is into the Void, I must point out, you really want to scout, you guys. You really want to scout, know what your opponent is doing. You might not be able to stop them. You might not know how to stop them. But if you know what they're doing, it's so much better. It's so much better than playing in the dark. Playing in the dark is scary. You imagine what is going on at the other person's base, and it's always terrifying. It's just like, what is it like? It's like Jaws, right? Other scary movies where they don't necessarily show you what you're scared of for the first like half or 3/4 of the movie, and that's because the filmmaker knows your brain can make scary things better than he can, or she can. Your brain will fill in the blanks and say, what is the scariest thing that I can think of? That's what it probably is, and then it's different for everyone, and it's scary for everyone. It's a brilliant filmmaking technique, actually. A lot of scary movies do try to use that, because, honestly, when you see what the enemy is, you see what the evil is, sometimes you just laugh. Like, sometimes it's not particularly scary, it's just kind of funny. And the example that's coming to mind here is the Scream, the murderer in Scream. But you know what? That was probably intended to be entertaining, as that movie kind of straddled the fine line between entertainment and horror in a way that I don't think any other movie has managed to do in cinema history. So Scream's a weird example, but what else? What else was funny? Chucky is a little bit funny. You could see him throughout the whole movie, and it's just like it's a doll, man. If you didn't know what it was that was killing all these people, you might feel differently. Whoa! Rod is expanding the top left corner now. He is doing the all-time Ninja Expand of Ninja Expands. Bottom right, all the way to the top left, which I guess makes sense, because if you're going to lose one of your bases, it's going to take the army of Rocket a long time to get down here and kill the other one. So, shoot, works for me. Smart maneuver. High-sec auto-tracking and building armor are done. this planetary fortress at the natural base. Also, a great wall of supply depots around the planetary fortress. I'm going to fast forward here until somebody actually attacks. We're going to go to ×2 speed, maybe speed it up a little bit more, but these guys are just building up. It is a no-rush 20-minute game. If you ever played those back in the Brood War game, the best way was to join those no-rush 20-minute games and then rush prior to 20 minutes. People would get so mad. So mad. You know, I'm realizing I was pretty much a giant troll when I was a teenager on Brood War. The thing that gave me the most joy was not winning, but it was making people rage quit. And I had several techniques on how to do that. All right, Reaper group moving on out here. They are going to try to go against these Stalkers, which is just suicide. All right, Reaper's all gone. That was fast. Void Rays against Cyclones. You can use Prismatic Alignment as these are armored units, but it doesn't really matter. The Stalker Void Ray army are going to take these guys down, although Lock-On, good kiting here. Probably going to kill one of the Void Rays. Nicely done. One of the Void Rays, but the other Cyclones die so fast. They don't have many hit points. They just hit really hard. They're kind of glass cannons. So Rocket's attempt to attack did not go well. He may decide not to attack for quite a while after that, which is understandable situation to be sure. A couple Widow Mines out here. Along the attack path from Rod's base to Rocket's base. Going to throw up some missile turrets as well. Got a Marine defending. Who's building these missile turrets? Oh, these SCVs way up in the top right side of the map. That's what they're doing. An observer sneaking on in. I like the observer, Broad. Well chosen. Wait, hold on. You're going to scout. Okay. Bye, observer. Hope I don't need you soon because there are Widow Mines real close to where the army is, and taking 2 Widow Mine shots at this group would be bad. Be really bad for Rod here. Is this actually... Yeah, shields come back really fast, you guys. Shields regenerate quickly out of combat for sure. Some Dark Templar in here for Rod as well, and by some, I mean he has one. He's making another one, though. So that's good. Now, see, here's the thing. Rod is spending his money, which is good. 500 minerals, 1,600 gas. It's a lot of gas, but whatever. We're okay with that. But the problem that he has with making a big army is he doesn't have enough workers. He's got 46 workers on 3 bases, and by 3-4 bases, you want at least 50, 60, 70 workers here. Additional production facilities are going to be nice. Additional Stargates, if that's what you want. Additional gateways, also good. You don't have to queue up so many DTs. Oh, that's how he's spending his money. He's queuing up Dark Templar. If he didn't queue these up, he's not even using this as a warp gate. Whew. All right, big things to suggest to Mr. Rod here. Make your gateways warp gates. And by gateways, I mean you have one of them. So maybe not a big deal. Not a big deal. Technically, there are 2 Stargates, though. So that's great. The problem is Void Rays are not breaking into Rocket's main base. There are too many Marines inside bunkers. There are too many missile turrets. Oh, did he upgrade the bunker? He did upgrade the bunker with 6 slots. That's the Neosteel framing, right? Neosteel, let's see, upgrades. Neosteel frame increases the amount of units you can throw into a bunker, the number of slots, and the number of SCVs you can load into a command center or orbital command, which I don't think I've seen anybody ever use that side of that upgrade before because, I mean, 5's probably fine. Tank's on the way from Rocket now. And Rocket has this little forward position that I really don't think Rod knows. Oh, Rod knows about this. He does know about this. He knows about the bunkers. He knows about the missile turrets. He knows about the Widow Mines. Probably knows about the Widow Mines. There are a couple observers kind of sitting inside his main base right now. Okay, coming on out to assist with this attack. Could he get it? Does he have anything ranged that can kill these Widow Mines? Coming up, the Widow Mines burrowing in range to hit something. Are they? No. Oh, there's actually already an observer with this army. Maybe this cannon. Can this cannon see that Widow Mine, or is there an observer here? I think the cannon can see it. That's kind of hilarious. Widow Mines burrowing just outside the range where they can hit them, and they cannot be hit either. So that's going to be an interesting place to be for Mr. Rod today. Got those Dark Templar hanging out with their big old size like the Grim Reaper. And some of them have like side blades. I don't know what the difference is. So these 2 are Grim Reapers. This one looks more like a Zealot, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. So tanks for Rocket moving down as well. He's just trying to set up this little entrenched position on the low ground, which Colossus could pretty much sit up here and wreck for a while until Rocket scanned up at this cliff. But I don't think that's something that Rod is planning on doing. Fusion Core coming in for Rocket as well. Let's see, where is that? There it is. It's being under construction right now. See, Rocket, you're mined out of your main base. Everything's mined out. You got your natural, but you're kind of oversaturated for that one. 65 workers for BigRod, though. You know what? Rod is actually doing a better job with this than I expected that he would. I mean, he's keeping up with his worker count. 65 workers for 3 bases is totally awesome. Let's be happy with that one for Into the Void especially. Thor's in production for Rocket now. We're getting another Dark Shrine. You already have a Dark Shrine. You don't need 2. There is nothing that the second Dark Shrine will give you. There's only 1 upgrade available on the Dark Shrine, and it is Shadow Stride. So you can't research 2 at the same time because there aren't 2, and you can't upgrade the Dark Shrine to anything, so another one is entirely redundant. 100% entirely redundant. More Marines, more Marauders coming across the map to fill the empty slots in these giant Neo-Steel frame bunkers with lots of room for activities. Another Stargate coming in for Rod as well. Battlecruiser production has begun out of Rocket. So Thor, Battlecruiser, Tank, it's pretty much a mechy composition here. Okay, we're speeding up. Speeding up last time allowed things to move a little bit faster and progress. So that's what I'm hoping will happen this time. Yamato Cannon being researched, and by that I mean weapon refit. And a Mothership coming in for Rod as well here. I'm liking the Mothership idea. Thor's joining the party. A couple of Reapers here. Marauders, Marines. Rocket's kind of making everything he can in this game. What has he skipped so far? Hasn't made any... No Hellions or Hellbats, so that's definitely one thing. My brain's like, Goliaths. Yes, I know, Goliaths exist in Brood War, but not in StarCraft 2. Expanding twice is Rocket as well, moving his command center. Oh, I'm actually building new ones. Building new command centers. Building a command center in the middle of the map as well is Rocket here. So he's decided to expand everywhere. He didn't expand for the first 20 minutes of the game. Okay, it's not even 20 minutes into the game. First 10 minutes of the game. Now he's expanding several times at once. Even in places where he can't mine from. That's how much of a fan he is of expanding. Tempest production has begun for Rod. Robotics Bay coming in here as well. And still, nobody really wants to engage. There are a bunch of tanks on this low ground. Tempest, we're doing a pretty good job here going after. That battlecruiser was made to be killed by this Tempest, as it turns out. Killing the tanks very quickly, too. Man. Multiple Tempests actually doing pretty good DPS against single target. Okay, so those rocks are destroyed. Rocket has 2 ways to walk up right now, but the Tempest should be able to handle that Battlecruiser, no problem. Get it! Get the Battlecruiser! Oh no, it's down to 11 hit points, and now it is dead. Now it is dead. Cannons firing. Thor's getting destroyed by Void Rays. Dark Templar in here as well. Dark Templar clearing out the bio, exactly what they want to do here. Tempest killing yet another Battlecruiser so quickly. Dang, they are so good against capital ships. Wow, that was just a smackdown there. Yeah, like 8,000 minerals lost for the Terran and 1,700 lost for Rod at this point. We do have a lot of missile turrets. Might be able to kill some of these Void Rays, but the Dark Templar are in helping with their DPS, and that's gonna be all she wrote for this forward base by Rocket. Rocket losing this thing bad. Does he know about this base up at the top? No, he doesn't know about the base at the top of the ramp, and Rocket's being given the time to build a ton of missile turrets there, which seems to be the intelligent choice. More battlecruisers coming in, plus 3 ground weapons being researched by Rod right now. That's pretty nice. That is admittedly pretty nice. And are we gonna slow this down again? We're gonna slow this down again. Rod says, "Oops." What did he oops about there? Did he walk into some widow mines? I don't know. Marines rallying down to just their places of death. That is where Rocket had his little forward base, but now it is controlled entirely by Rod. Oh, Void Ray is trying to sneak up this right side as Rod is expanding for the 4th time. And the rest of the army heading up the top left side for Rod as well. So a bit of a pincer attack here. But the Void Rays, again, you don't really want to attack into missile turrets if you don't have to. They do have +2/+2/+2, which is dead impressive. Skytoss army for Rod is here going after Rocket's 4th base rather. And the 4th base will fall very, very quickly to this army. There's Immortals, there's Stalkers, there's a Mothership, there's, Void Rays and Tempest. Keep pushing, man. You got this. You got the advantage. 195 to 60 total supply. Rod doing extremely well in this game right now. He didn't start out too hot, but you know what? His macro's keeping up. He's doing damage, and that's it. Rocket's 3rd base is gone. All he's mining from is a single base. That is natural. He's going to run out of resources from very quickly. Now the massive missile turret here. Now the question is, I'm pretty sure, can Tempest outrange 10 range and the missile turret has 8 range? Yeah, so Tempest can take down these missile turrets like they're not even there, which is actually pretty super nice. of the Tempest if they decide to move in like this. And yeah, so there you go. Tempest, pretty awesome. The Void Ray is waltzing in here, though, just getting murdered for no reason. Let the Tempest deal with it. Let the Tempest help. The Dark Templar are trying to kill the missile turrets so that they can kill the Planetary Fortress, but no, too many missile turrets, too much detection on this one. They're getting absolutely obliterated. 6 kills on that Planetary Fortress, but the PF itself is going to fall to the Tempest and the Mothership. These Immortals could move in and go for attacking as well, but look at this. Rocket. Rocket is down to 1 base, and he's down 179 to 41 total supply. I really don't see how Rocket wins this game at this point. I'm trying to think of a feasible way. I guess these missile turrets could kill everything. They're going to kill one of the Tempests. That's pretty good news, but too much stuff on the ground. Stalkers and Immortals really wreck buildings, especially missile turrets. They don't have a lot of HP, as it turns out. So mining for Rocket is currently at 0. 4 harvesters. Rod is up pretty substantially on that one as well. 5,000 minerals and 2,000 gas in the bank. Pretty much maxed out. And the natural base is gone. There's no sign there was a base at all at this natural for Rocket right now. Rocket trying to float his buildings. Trying to float on out of there. Oh, some Tempest trying to fly by to join the party, but flying by all these missile turrets that Rocket has set up in the middle of the map next to his Planetary Fortress. Rocket's trying to stall this as long as he can, but he doesn't have... I guess he could land his orbital command somewhere and keep the fight going somehow. Is he going to do it is the question, though. Rocket sending barracks over is going to accidentally find the Ninja Expand of Rods in the top left. That's a bad feeling. That's a really bad feeling if you're a player and you, like, 20 minutes into the game, you notice your opponent has 4 more bases than you thought they did. It's really bad news. This orbital command is going to try to land at the bottom right corner and see the same thing. Ninja Expand! Ninja Expand, I see you top north, says Rocket, and guess what you're going to find? Is see him in the top south as well. Oh, there is a carrier now for Rod. I'm liking this. A lot of cannons coming up here as well. So, I mean, if this orbital command dies to these cannons, as it very well could, depending on the reaction time of Rocket here, Cannon getting some so important hits on right now. Extraordinarily important hits on. Void Rays and Carrier trying to take care of all of these missile turrets inside the main base. Orbital command down to 800 hit points, but not going to die. Some Immortals and ET is going to walk in here and get rid of these turrets because there's nothing else supporting them. Nothing from the ground at all. Come on, Rod, get in there. Murder all that stuff. Murder all of it. The Tempest could be going after this middle section as well. Wait, Rocket's long distance mining to this Planetary Fortress is actually not that much of a long distance. He just doesn't have any production facilities is the problem here. All right, Rod, get in here and kill stuff with your Immortal. Your Immortal does so well against buildings, like incredibly well. 65 damage versus armored stuff, and guess what's armored? All Terran buildings are armored. All buildings everywhere are armored, actually. Is that true? I think that's true. Rocket trying to build Marines near Rod's top left base, and there are 7 cannons here, so I don't think that's going to work out super well. Yep, the Tempest are being very patient, going after this middle base of Rockets. If they kill it, going to be a big deal. And I mean, there's upgrades on the way, plus 2 ship weapons for all the ships that Rocket has, which are 0. Which are, in fairness, 0. And Rocket is allowed to land this base along the right side. BigRod not paying attention. Not paying attention. There was an orbital command floating over your bottom right base. Go see where it is now, because you didn't kill it. You did not kill it at all. Kill this Planetary Fortress. Recognize your opponent has not actually expanded. Rod is actually sitting on 7,000 minerals and 3,000 gas. He's making more Tempest. He's getting additional Stargates here as well. And again, the upgrades have just been fantastic. They're fantastic. +2, +2, +2 for Into the Void. Not something we see every day of the week. And yeah, this barracks that Rocket's trying to hide the army for Rod is just going to take it all down. This game is fun, winning or losing, says Rocket. That's true. That is what StarCraft is all about, man. It's fun, winning or losing. Totally agree with that sentiment. I really do. Now, the trick for Rod is going to be finding this base at the bottom right side. We're going to speed things up here. I'm feeling another lull coming on. There is a starport here for Rocket. Not sure what he's going to do with that one. DT's running around all over Tarnation. Not seeing this base of Rockets, though. Tempest, ooh, some rallying Tempest again, getting murdered by this center section of rockets. But there are carriers, there are Tempest here, there's an Immortal coming in as well very quickly to get rid of that planetary fortress. The missile turrets again, the Immortals could do very well at getting rid of them, but not interested until it's pretty much all over, is what it turns out. There are some Widow Mines here for Rocket, though. Widow Mine's going to fire. Yes. Ooh. There's too much HP on that mothership for it to die, though, so it's okay. It's feeling just fine with itself. So sneaky base for Rocket along this bottom right side. Pro tip, if you kill what you think is your opponent's last base and it does not say your opponent is being revealed down here in the text, they have another base somewhere. You need to go find it. You have a giant, scary army as Rod right now. You need to go find the base, do some scouting, run around a little bit, get some cardio, and then you will find your opponent's base and you will win. That's how this will work. Oh boy, speeding up a little bit more. Widow Mine's still firing. Does Rod not know what Widow Mines are? Is this something we're dealing with? These Widow Mines are just sitting here continually firing on this army. Another one. And Rod kind of moves out of the way again. Alright, I need to see where his attention is. Let's see if we can do one camera. So he's basically trying to macro right now, is what he's doing. But that's not what you should be doing. You should find your opponent, wipe him out, or if you cannot, then you can macro. Lots of cannons coming up now for BigRod, instead of finding his opponent. Alright, speeding it up. Speeding it up, ladies and gentlemen. Some Vikings here for Rocket. Rocket's trying to rebuild all of his stuff. He's getting a factory. He got his barracks down here in the bottom right. He's building Vikings from this very sneaky starport. But there are cannons being built right next to it, though. And it's going to die. Will he lift it in time? He won't even lift it at all. Alright, so starport gone. Can just rebuild another one. It's okay. There's another one already done. Actually, at 4 times speed. Another expansion for Rod here along the left side. I mean, he's up to 7 bases and 200 out of 200 supply, and he doesn't know where his opponent is because he's refusing to scout. This is Bronze League at its best, you guys. At its very, very best. More Nexuses on the way for Rod. He says, if I don't know where my opponent is, he's dead. I'll just continue to expand. Actually going major Viking here for Rocket. The problem is there are cannons all over the place, and to fly over them, you're still going to get hit by them, is what it turns out. Rod has 13,000 minerals. He can cover this entire map with cannons if he wants, and he's working on it. He's working on it. Each of these little islands, well, not each of them, but a lot of little islands just have cannons everywhere. The red is spreading across the map like the Red Menace back during the Cold War. Psionic Storm being researched, because why not? Gravitic Boosters on the way, because why not? That's the upgrade for Observers, right? Yes! And then Gravitic Drive is for Warp Prisms, because heaven forbid we have similar names for 2 units that are made out of the same building. Like, come on, upgrades. Let's be a little bit different there. Rocket has managed to expand. He's taken one of the places that Rod does not know exists. So that seems pretty good. Extended Thermal Lance being researched at 38 minutes. I mean, at this point, you have a ton of money, 13,000 minerals and 8,000 gas, so why not? Why not do that? Resources lost here, 20,000 lost for Rocket compared to 6 for Rod. So Rod has just been incredibly cost efficient. Is he moving out? Is he moving out? He's moving somewhere. Oh, he's accidentally discovering Rocket's base by heading down to the right corner. He has to walk near enough to Rocket's stuff to murder them. Everything seems so slow on like regular speed when you've been on ×4 speed, it turns out. Landed Vikings, the bane of Protoss. As Immortals are mechanical, Stalkers are mechanical. Ravens on the way from Rocket as well. Rod could throw this advantage away if he's not careful. Or is he going to be careful? And by careful, I mean, is he going to not attack in the next 10 minutes? Possibly. Possibly. He thinks he has his opponent contained right now. This is not a 200-200 army. Where's the rest of his stuff? Is it all? He's got only 73 probes. Is this it? Is that a 200-200 army right there? Dark Templar, a lot of Tempests, some Carriers, some Void Rays. A Mothership can't be. It is, though. That adds up to 200 with 73 workers. Who knew? He's slowly edging closer and closer to his opponent's base. Vikings are flying around, trying to get rid of stuff here. Vikings as well, trying to get in on the action, murdering pylons, which is pretty darn exciting stuff. And going for it. Okay, Rod's going for it, sort of. He's accidentally being drawn into battle here in the bottom right for Rocket. Rocket might lose his base once again, as Rod feels emboldened by no real military response and then decides to retreat because there are too many missile turrets. Dude, you are so well upgraded. You have +3/+3. Get in there. Get in there and kill stuff. Vikings murdering the Tempest. Look at how well they do against Tempest. Especially with +3 attack. 17 damage ×2 versus armed. Flying over cannons is bad. Don't do that. Don't fly over cannons. What are you doing? Coming back to fly over cannons even more. There's not excellent. Rocket going to lose some gas income as the refinery is murdered along this right side as well. And yeah, it's kind of blue has the right side and top right corner, and red is pretty much everywhere else. There's one base he doesn't really have a presence in. Actually two. Actually two. The Vikings are trying to kill the carriers. No, or the interceptors rather. No. You want to be killing the carriers themselves. Oh, by this time there are too few Vikings. Too few Vikings. Raven getting destroyed at the same time, and suddenly down to 48 supply is Rocket, which is bad news. All right, look, here's a suggestion for me. Send in your ground units. Just send in your Dark Templar and send in your Immortal and just wipe out this base. There's nothing here that can stop it. There's a Raven, but it's dead now. There are some Vikings, but Vikings, I don't know if they can kill a fully upgraded Immortal, even if they get that bonus damage versus mechanical. I have a strong feeling that is not the case. Speeding up again for this absolutely insane PVT that has pretty much been marked by BigRod's indecision here. He doesn't want to throw away his army, which is good. I mean, pro players know when to not throw away your army, but he's a little bit too overcautious, I would say. He could kill this army. I don't know how. I guess Tempest are a lot of supply. Aren't they 8 supply? I feel like they're 8 supply. Where's my Stargate? 6 supply, 4 for Void Rays, 6 for carriers. I guess it adds up. I'm not good at math. I am not good at math. So many cannons. Rod is basically cannon rushing Rocket right now at the 46-minute mark of this match. He's basically saying, anywhere you go, there will be cannons. Have fun clearing these out, even if you have, I guess what you need tanks. Even if you have tanks. Just basically going mass Viking, though, is Rod, which is good against the Skytoss army that Rod has, but then how do you deal with the cannons afterward? I guess maybe a slow clear out with tanks over time, but your opponent has a giant bank, 18,000 minerals and 14,000 gas. That's not going to go well for you in the long run. By the time you transition to something else, they'll have their Skytoss army back, is what they'll have. I mean, 6 Stargates, that's pretty quick to rebuild your Skytoss army while you're dealing with those cannons all the livelong day, Mr. Rocket. Lifting up the orbital command, going to try to land it somewhere else. I don't know where, actually. Cannons murdering stuff at one of Rocket's bases. Oh, here comes the battle, though. And again, the Vikings are trying to hit interceptors instead of trying to hit the carriers themselves. This is going to be the downfall. You need to take these, right-click them manually on a carrier or right-click them on a Tempest. Either one's going to be fine here, but just trying to destroy interceptors is going to kill you all the livelong day. It's going to be real bad for you. So the Vikings, I think they might run out of interceptors to kill. There are only 11 of them remaining. But we're at 186 to 28 total supply. We'll make that 26, and now we'll bring that down to 22. No. Don't be afraid of missile turrets. Rod, do you have some kind of gentleman's agreement that you're not going to kill your opponent if they have missile turrets? I don't understand. DT is finally getting the courage to walk in here. They're detected, but nothing can kill them because missile turrets cannot shoot up. So hooray for bravery on these DTs at that ×2 speed. Going to murder what was Rocket's main base for the second time in this game. Going to lose that main, which is bad news. Tempest and cannons taking down a Liberator that was trying to go across the map. These rallies are really difficult for everything. Taking additional bases is Rod along the left side. I think, yeah, everything is his. Everything that's not blue is red. And there's not much that is blue, as it turns out. Rocket's down to 48 minerals. Is it halfway done, son? I got time. I got time, says Rocket. You're out. You're just out. You don't have anything else. You have a Viking and 5 Widow Mines. And 6 mules, which, that's good, I guess. I think your cake is baked, says Rod. Oh, I like that. I like that saying. I'm going to steal that from Rod here. Your cake is baked. Trying to fly up here with Starport and Barracks. Where are you trying to rebuild? Is he trying to rebuild in his own main base? He is. He's trying to rebuild in his own main base. Army for Rod could really assist in these Dark Templar's endeavors. 18 kills on that Dark Templar. Most of them, I think, are buildings. Do you think Dark Templar argue with each other about how awesome they are because they killed 18 buildings? Or is it like, dude, you got 18 kills, but nothing fought back. You killed missile turrets and supply depots. That doesn't count. I killed Marines and Marauder stuff that was actively shooting at me. I killed them. And that's probably got better bragging rights, I would have to say. Rocket is mining from this base, which is like, should be his 3rd base on this map. So he's gone all the way back home. He's kind of been forced into that corner. As it turns out, Rod building more cannons. How many cannons do you think he has? Quick, take a guess. Take a guess. And here we go. 148 cannons. That might be the cannon record for my channel. 148 cannons from Rod here. I'm trying to think. There's a diner. Was it BigRod's? Was it BigRod's diner? In Idaho that I went to once or twice. Anyway, it was pretty good. Pretty good hamburger. Alright, so Dark Templar. Trying to kill some things. Dude. It is 230 supply. I've never seen a Protoss player more timid in my entire life. He's got 7 carriers, 5 Tempest, a Mothership, and his opponent has exactly a Viking to stop him. And maybe there are some scary missile turrets here, but carriers do pretty well. Pretty well against those. Viking in the sky, orbital command trying to run around here as well. I mean, we need to end this. We need to end this game. Rod, when you try to end this game, I will slow it back down again. Don't waste minerals on air defense, says Rod. God is good, says Rocket. Dichi's getting wiped out by Widow Mines. Hey, Widow Mines and missile turrets, pretty good against Dark Templar. As it turns out, I think you're out of fuel, Rocket. You are not all-knowing, says Rocket. Well, I still have 2 bases and building another army, sort of. I mean, 17 Marines is okay, I guess. Oh, Little Rod. Look at no respect. No respect shown by Rocket in this game. Terran are like weeds. If you don't get the root, they will come back. That is so true. That is always what I've said about Terran. If you don't kill them all the way, they're not killed. They are not killed. I think Rod is just intent on killing his opponent with cannons. I mean, there's nowhere that Rocket can go. There are 172 cannons on the map right now, which is just a beautiful sight, is what it is. It's a lot of red. Rocket says, thanks for letting me get every upgrade. I don't know how much that really matters, in all sincerity. All right, it's time to go. Rod, get in there. Finish him. So Mortal Kombat came out when I was, I want to say 12 or 13. And I was a pretty big fan of Street Fighter. My parents didn't like it much because it was a fighting game. But boy, howdy, did they hate Mortal Kombat. There were all these stories on the news, like on TV and in the newspapers about Mortal Kombat and how incredibly violent it was and how it was going to turn the next generation into serial killers. And it was like the worst thing society had ever made. And then none of that stuff happened. Like, we didn't really turn into serial killers, as it turns out. So video games, you know, if they made people violent, and there's ample evidence that that would be the case already, but it's just not. Violent statistics are going down in the United States, at least. And that's where most video game stuff has been concentrated for so long, in Japan, America and Japan. We've got all day, says Rocket. Well, until 1 p.m., whenever this was played. Dude, Rod, let's do this thing. The cannon rush continues. And Rocket is kind of stuck. Kind of stuck here. Cannon's getting rid of Widow Mines, not something you see every day of the week. Definitely not. Definitely not something you see every day. Boom. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Boy, how to fill this airtime. So a lot of sports radio shows actually have 2 or 3 hosts, or sometimes even more, just so they can bounce back and forth against their co-host and get some arguments going. The best sports talk is argument-based. But there's also dudes that have their own solo sports shows on the radio where they just talk to themselves mostly for 4 hours. Like sometimes they have little interviews here and there, but for the most part it's just them talking to themselves. And I always thought to myself, you know what? After 2 years of solo casting, I think I could do that. I think I could run a sports talk show by myself for 4 hours a day. But man, I don't know about that. This game is long. I played a few where there wasn't a mineral left on the map, and I lost, and it sucks. Says Rod. Oh, look at him empathizing a little bit here. Are we going to mine this whole place out? No. No. There are several bases that still have a lot of minerals here. Rocket flying out with his buildings. This might be it. He's coming in with his Vikings as well. Again, this is going to be round 8 of Vikings attacking interceptors instead of killing carriers themselves. Rocket's buildings are out. The Marines are here trying to take down these cannons. They're fully upgraded Marines. They don't have stim, though. Not every upgrade. Not every upgrade. They don't have combat shield either. Do they seriously not have combat shield? Seriously don't even have combat shield. Wow. Okay. Bad news bears. 26 supply left for Rocket. Rocket says, see? See ya. Oh, is he out? He's thinking about it. He's thinking about leaving. How did the upgrades work out? Says oh, this is great. This is amazing. These two guys are chatting. Chatterboxes. I will chill till you kill, I think is what he's trying to say. Boom, boom. I think it will be a draw. Says Rocket. Man, you are... you are very brave. You're not brave. What am I trying to think here? Arrogant? Arrogant might be a better word. I think Rod just wants to kill him with cannons. He has the army to do it, but you know what? If he can go cannon with it, why not? Why not just cannon rush? As long as the day is long here. Oh, there are SCBs in this bunker. I thought there were Marines in the bunker. Why are they attacking? It might be a 3-hour game, says Rocket. I have a lot of floating buildings. Losing probes is like losing pawns, says Rod. I don't care about that. I don't care about it at all. GG whenever, says Rocket. This is definitely not going to be a 4-hour game. It is not. It's going to be Cannon Rush City before that one. And Rod ending the game in the way that he started the game. Cannon rushing the main base of Rocket. There's a certain nice symmetry to this. Wouldn't you say? I would say there's some nice symmetry to this one. Yeah, everything Rocket has is pretty much within the radius of his original main base. He's got some floating buildings here. And he's just going to come wipe it out. Just come wipe this game out. No? No. Alright, that's cool. We'll take our time then. I am this close to ending this game. I have never seen a player stall winning so very, very much in my entire life. Finally getting some cannons in here. Widow Mines taking care of the DTs a little bit, because you guys, you gotta have detection if you're coming in here. Cannons murdering everything, and Marines going for one last stand against a single cannon. Can they get it? Well, you know what? Without stim and combat shield, fully upgraded Marines aren't as good as you thought. Those upgrades are important, you guys. You should definitely get those upgrades, is what I'm trying to say. Giant Skytoss army hanging out down here below. Dark Templar killing what is mostly left of the Marines until they decide to go after reactors instead, which, what are you guys doing? Why are you dancing so much? Marines getting killed by the cannon. This is a foregone conclusion, ladies and gentlemen. I think it's been that way for a while now. Rocket had some chances, but they're gone now. Dark Templar killing this fusion core, killing the engineering bay, killing the armory. And there will be no blue left inside the main base of Rocket. He has these floating buildings, which might matter if his opponent didn't have a giant Skytoss army sitting just outside the base. Players have been quiet for a while. Rod definitely messing around at this point. How is this game still going on? There are still 5 minutes left in this game. Rod says I ran out of minerals. He did. He did run out of minerals. Death by arrow by cannons. It is your choice. Can't do death by cannons. Well, this one you can. Cannons it is. I feel like maybe Rocket left the game. I feel like maybe he went out to get a snack or something. Rod's final orbital command at 1 hour and 16 minutes. BigRod thinks that's it. It's called a roundup. But guess what? There's still a building remaining. And Rocket's being revealed in 3, 2, 1. There it is. Being revealed. Can you hit that with cannons? He's going to try. He's going to try to hit it with cannons. Nope, not from there. From down here, maybe? Little sparks coming off that barracks as it's flying. Ah, the Phoenix coming in to push it. To give it a little nudge. Little nudge, that's all it is. He wants to kill the barracks with cannons, not with the Phoenix. The final throws of Rocket are here. The whole base is covered with red. And Rod is very pleased with his Into the Void win. That's it. Rocket's gone. I am fairly certain that Rocket left to go get some snacks. Look. Still here. How is he still here? I don't know. Okay, we're going to do this. Boop, boop. We're done. We are done with that Into the Void game. That was nuts. That was absolutely crazy and silly all at the same time, but that's going to be it from me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of Into the Void. Go ahead and hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, and Patreon, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.
Broken and ashamed by what you have done. There is no redemption, and so you must run. And it's taken your heart and broken your soul. You cannot go back until you're made whole. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion? When push comes to shove, there's a light upon you, and you follow it on, looking for a reason and a way to atone. All around you the planets and stars. You're lost in a maelstrom of a great new unknown. And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void to find a place you can live, a place you can love. Is it just an illusion when push comes to shove? And you're running into the void. You go searching into the void. And you're running into the void.